Hey Bougie click. After 11 years, the curtain has fallen on this power couple, and we're here to dissect how a prenuptial agreement foretold their dramatic split. We'll take you through the infamous prenup drama that almost halted their wedding, explore the cheating rumors, and more. Did Todd's demands in their divorce prove Mama Joyce right all along? If you're into reality TV drama, you've hit the jackpot. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let's get into it.
I'ma make you a fan.
The candy-coated truth, how a prenup predicted the end of RHOA's power couple. Well. After 11 years of marriage, Real Housewives of Atlanta's Kandi Burruss and Todd are officially calling it quits, and somewhere in Atlanta, Mama Joyce is probably singing "I Told You So" louder than her infamous "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" remix where she warned Todd, "Ain't no ocean deep enough to keep me off your ass, baby." The divorce announcement dropped like a bomb on November 21, 2025, with Kandi releasing a carefully crafted statement about deep thought and a lot of prayer. But honey, the writing has been on the wall since 2014 when Todd nearly walked away from the wedding over that savage prenup. The prenup drama that almost stopped the wedding. Let's talk about that prenuptial agreement that had social media in shambles back in 2014. Miss Kandi, with her reported net worth hovering around $30 million, some sources suggest even higher, wasn't about to play when it came to protecting her coins. Kandi was crystal clear about her stance: "I refuse to pay spousal support." The woman who wrote "No Scrubs" wasn't about to finance a potential ex-husband's lifestyle. Todd initially refused to sign the night before their wedding, creating reality TV gold and almost derailing their elaborate lion-guarded ceremony. The prenup, breaking down the cold, hard terms. The prenuptial agreement that almost stopped the wedding deserves its own chapter in the reality TV Hall of Fame. Sources familiar with the document reveal that Kandi's legal team crafted what industry insiders call one of the most ironclad prenups in entertainment history. According to RHOA footage and insider accounts, Todd's resistance to signing reached a breaking point the night before their elaborate April 2014 wedding. With guests already in town and cameras rolling, Todd expressed feeling like the prenup positioned him as a gold digger before the marriage even began. Here's what made Todd nearly walk away at the altar. The key provisions that had Todd pressed. Zero spousal support clause, the most contentious provision, absolutely no alimony or spousal support, regardless of marriage duration. Kandi was quoted as saying "I refuse to pay spousal support" during RHOA episodes documenting their prenup drama. This wasn't negotiable, period. Asset segregation. All premarital assets remain 100% separate property. Kandi's estimated $30 million fortune at the time of marriage, untouchable. Her music royalties from Escape and songwriting catalog, protected. RHOA residuals and appearance fees, hers alone. Existing businesses, including bedroom Kandi, off limits. Business venture clauses. Any business started during marriage required documented contribution percentages. Todd's production company ventures, separate unless Kandi invested capital. Joint ventures required written agreements specifying ownership splits. Income from individual projects remains separate. Property protection. The Old Lady Gang restaurant empire, excluded from marital assets. Real estate purchased before marriage, remains individual property. Future inheritance protection for both parties. The "what's mine is mine" philosophy. The prenup essentially created two separate financial lives under one roof. While they could collaborate on projects, the default position was complete financial independence. No community property assumptions, no automatic 50-50 splits. The financial gap that made it necessary. At the time of their wedding, Kandi's net worth, estimated $30 to $35 million. Todd's net worth, approximately $400,000. Income disparity, Kandi earning roughly 75x more annually. This wasn't just about protecting wealth, it was about protecting an empire. With multiple income streams, businesses, and generational wealth at stake, Kandi's attorneys left nothing to chance. What Todd gains from the divorce. Thanks to that bulletproof prenup, Todd's post-divorce portfolio looks modest. His production company earnings during marriage. Personal investments made with his income. Gifts given during the marriage. Shared custody of their 2 children. Zero claim to Kandi's premarital or individual wealth. The prenup Kandi fought for in 2014 just saved her millions in 2025. As one legal expert noted, this is exactly why high-net-worth individuals insist on prenups. Feelings change, but contracts don't. What Todd wants. In a move that shocked absolutely no one who's been paying attention, Todd Tucker filed his counterclaim on November 26, 2025, with demands that prove Mama Joyce was a prophet. Here's what this man has the nerve to ask for. Primary physical custody of their children. Todd is demanding primary custody of Ace, 9, and Blaze, 6, claiming the children are currently living with him in Georgia while Kandi handles out-of-state work obligations. The man who built his career on her platform is now using her success against her, arguing that her professional commitments will continue to require her to be away from the children for at least the next several months. Translation: he's weaponizing her work ethic and using the babies as bargaining chips. The prenup challenge, trying to break what can't be broken. Todd is attempting to invalidate the very prenup he dramatically refused to sign the night before their wedding. His claims. He was allegedly asked to sign without his lawyer present. The prenup isn't enforceable due to lack of legal representation. He signed under duress and pressure. But Kandi came with receipts. On December 1, 2025, she filed an amended divorce petition using, wait for it, Bravo footage as evidence. That's right, the same cameras that documented their love story are now documenting his lies. The footage clearly shows. Todd had a high-powered attorney throughout the prenup negotiations. The entire process was filmed with his knowledge and consent. He had full legal representation before signing. The financial demands, trying to get what he didn't earn. In his counterclaim, Todd is demanding division of all marital assets, both real and personal, tangible and intangible. Review and potential invalidation of the prenuptial agreement. Joint legal custody, while demanding primary physical custody. Unspecified financial support under the guise of child-related expenses. The audacity of trying to claim marital assets when the prenup clearly states everything remains separate? This is exactly what Mama Joyce warned about, an opportunist showing his true colors when the jig is up. The strategic manipulation. Notice the pattern here. Use her success against her. She works too much, the work that funded their lifestyle. Challenge the prenup, claim duress when cameras show otherwise. Weaponize the children, use custody as leverage for financial gain. Play the victim, position himself as the stable parent when he's the one who benefited. This is textbook behavior from a man who resented his wife's success from day one. He's not fighting for the children's best interests, he's fighting for a payday he was explicitly denied in 2014. Cheating Whispers and Mama Joyce's decade-long victory tour. The opportunist label, more than just Mama Joyce's opinion. From jump, Mama Joyce labeled Todd an opportunist who was living off her daughter. The allegations were specific and relentless. Todd was using Kandi for personal and professional gain. He wasn't financially on her level, he was a line producer when they met. Claims of infidelity with Kandi's friend. Accusations that he was strategically positioning himself in her businesses. The initial red flags. Met Kandi while working as a line producer on RHOA, Power Imbalance from jump. Quickly embedded himself in her businesses after marriage. Used their relationship for his own production ventures. Leveraged her platform to build his personal brand. The pattern of entitlement. Throughout their marriage, Todd's actions validated every warning. Built his production company using connections from Kandi's world. created content that frequently centered around their relationship dynamics, positioned himself as an equal partner despite the massive wealth gap, used their joint platform to discuss what he felt he deserved. The public platform problem when YouTube becomes your downfall. Todd's podcast and YouTube ventures became a window into his mindset. While specific episodes have been scrubbed, industry insiders report that Todd frequently discussed relationship dynamics in ways that exposed financial tensions, made comments about what partners deserve in relationships, positioned himself as an authority on marriage while his own was crumbling, used their relationship content for monetary gain. The irony? The platform he built on Kandi's fame became evidence of exactly what Mama Joyce warned about: opportunistic behavior dressed up as partnership. The cheating rumors, where there's smoke. While never definitively proven, cheating allegations followed their marriage like a shadow. Early rumors about Todd and one of Kandi's friends. Whispers about inappropriate relationships with production staff. The classic pattern: when men feel financially emasculated, they often seek validation elsewhere. Kandi's recent admission of going through it while maintaining a public facade. Friends and family, the Greek chorus of truth. It wasn't just Mama Joyce sounding the alarm. Close friends and family members reportedly expressed concerns. Cast members questioned Todd's intentions during early seasons. Family members noted his quick integration into Kandi's business affairs. Friends observed the power dynamic shifts as his resentment grew. Inner circle members watched him leverage every opportunity for personal gain. The slow burn divorce, brewing for a while. During an Amazon live stream on November 24, 2025, Kandi finally spilled the real tea: "This is something that has been brewing for a while. All the times you've seen me smiling online meant nothing. I've been going through it. Life has been life ing me." The signs were there for those paying attention. Todd's absence from BravoCon 2025. Kandi's missing wedding ring in recent appearances. Her Instagram bio quietly dropping Tucker from her name. Their YouTube series Todd and the Glam Squad showcasing increasingly tense exchanges. The Mama Joyce victory lap. Social media erupted with Mama Joyce memes the moment the divorce news broke. After years of being vilified as the overbearing mother-in-law, Joyce's warnings about Todd suddenly don't seem so crazy. She consistently maintained that Todd's intentions weren't pure. The financial disparity would create problems. He was strategically embedding himself in Kandi's empire. Her daughter deserved someone on her level. The most damning evidence? In May 2025, just months before the divorce announcement, Kandi admitted on social media that Todd and Mama Joyce still weren't on speaking terms after 11 years of marriage. The hard truth: why dating down is dangerous for women. The science doesn't lie: his ego can't handle your success. A groundbreaking 2019 University of Bath study of 6,000 American couples over 15 years dropped this truth bomb: men's stress levels spike when their wives earn more than 40% of household income. That's right, the moment you start approaching equal contribution, his cortisol goes through the roof. Recent research from the University of Bath dropped a truth bomb that feminists don't want you to hear: men report significantly lower life satisfaction when women are the sole breadwinners in relationships. This isn't just hurt feelings, it's hardwired biology meeting modern reality. A 2022 study on lingering male breadwinner norms found that when women out-earn their male partners, it predicts both lower family satisfaction and higher marital instability. Translation? Your success becomes his insecurity, and that insecurity becomes your problem. The numbers paint a clear picture: 63% of recently married young women in 2023 were out-earned by their husbands. Why? Because hypergamy, women marrying up, isn't just a social construct. It's a stubborn biological reality that persists even as women achieve educational and professional success. Here are the cold, hard facts. 50% higher divorce rate when women out-earn their husbands. Men report feeling most anxious when financially dependent on wives. 32% of men report relationship tension due to earning less, versus only 14% of women. Divorce risk triples when husbands earn less, according to 2025 research. The Biblical Blueprint, God's Design for Male Provision. Before y'all come for me, let's look at what Scripture actually says. 1 Timothy 5 verse 8, "But if anyone does not provide for his own, and especially for those of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." That's not a suggestion, ladies, that's God calling out men who don't handle their business. The Bible positions men as providers not because women can't provide, but because it's wired into their spiritual DNA. Ephesians 5 verse 23 establishes the husband as head of the wife, which biblically comes with the responsibility to lead, protect, and yes, provide. You can't be the head and have your hand out at the same time. The Bible explicitly places the responsibility of provision on men. This isn't outdated patriarchy, it's divine wisdom about how relationships function best. When men abandon their God-given role as providers, they literally deny their faith. A man who expects you to carry the financial burden while he plays video games isn't just lazy, he's biblically classified as worse than an unbeliever. Biblical scholars confirm that this passage emphasizes the man's responsibility to provide for his family, regardless of how modern society tries to rewrite these roles. God's design recognizes something feminism refuses to acknowledge: men derive purpose and identity from their ability to provide and protect. Financial abuse and female breadwinners. Here's where it gets dark. Financial abuse occurs in 99% of domestic violence cases, yet 78% of Americans don't even recognize it as abuse. When you date a man who makes less than you, you're not just risking emotional damage, you're opening yourself to systematic economic exploitation. Research from Oxford shows that women in relationships with unemployed or underemployed men experience significant drops in their own earnings over time. Higher rates of unemployment themselves. Economic suppression that starts immediately after cohabitation. Financial control disguised as dependency. The pattern is consistent: men who can't provide often become parasites. They'll control how you spend your money, sabotage your career advancement, and create emergencies that drain your resources. After 5 years with an economically abusive partner, women show devastating declines in both employment and earnings. The biology, it's literally in his DNA. Evolutionary psychology reveals that the male provider instinct isn't just cultural, it's biological. Testosterone levels are linked to resource acquisition and competitive behaviors. The male protector-provider role has been hardwired through millions of years of evolution. Studies show men's self-worth is intrinsically tied to their ability to provide resources. When this biological imperative is threatened, it triggers a primal stress response. As one researcher noted, men appear to be more relaxed when their wives earn up to 40% of household income, but their distress levels increase sharply as their spouse's wages rise beyond that point. Throughout human history, a man's status and ability to provide resources determined his mating success. When modern women try to flip this script, we trigger deep-seated inadequacy that manifests as passive-aggressive behavior, increased infidelity, seeking validation elsewhere, financial manipulation and control, emotional withdrawal and resentment. Studies show that marriages where women significantly out-earn men have higher divorce rates. Not because women leave, but because men can't handle the role reversal. Their bruised egos seek restoration through affairs, financial abuse, or simply checking out of the relationship entirely. Why broke men target successful women? Let's be crystal clear: men who pursue women who make more money aren't looking for equal partnerships. They're looking for a financial cushion. Your success becomes their safety net. Status by association, they get to enjoy your lifestyle without earning it. Control through dependency, once they're financially dependent, they'll guilt you about abandoning them. Ego supply, bringing you down becomes their way of feeling powerful. The research is unanimous. Relationships work best when men fulfill their traditional role as providers. This isn't about keeping women down, it's about recognizing that certain dynamics create stability while others breed resentment. The 2-year test: why real men invest before they possess. The science of male investment: why money equals commitment. Research from Oxford's Journal of Consumer Research just dropped a fascinating revelation: he loves the one he has invested in. The study proves that men's commitment literally increases with their financial investment. It's called the sunk cost bias, and in relationships, it's your secret weapon. When men invest resources in a woman, their brains undergo a fundamental shift. They don't just feel more committed, they actually value the relationship more. It's basic evolutionary psychology. Throughout human history, male provisioning behavior determined reproductive success. Men who invested resources in their mates ensured better outcomes for their offspring. The male provisioning hypothesis, studied extensively by evolutionary psychologists, shows that men evolved specifically to provide resources as a mating strategy. This isn't social conditioning, it's biological programming. When modern men resist this role, they're literally fighting against millions of years of evolution. The 2-year rule: why timing matters. Marriage expert Harry Benson's groundbreaking 2-year rule research reveals a critical insight: relationships need at least 2 years to establish genuine commitment patterns. But here's what the research really shows: it's not just about time, it's about investment behavior during those 2 years. Studies from the University of Texas found that what happens in the first 2 years predicts long-term marital success. When men financially invest during this crucial period, they're not just spending money, they're neurologically bonding themselves to the relationship. The sunk cost effect in committed relationships shows that monetary investment creates significantly stronger commitment than time investment alone. Research confirms that marriages with traditional provisioning models during courtship show higher marital satisfaction scores, lower divorce rates, greater male investment in the relationship long-term, stronger pair bonding and attachment. The 50-50 scam: why splitting bills splits hearts. Here's what modern feminism won't tell you: egalitarian marriages show higher stress levels and dissatisfaction rates than traditional marriages. When women go 50-50 financially, they still do 70% of household labor and emotional work. You're literally paying to be his bang-maid. Recent Pew Research data reveals a stunning truth: even in marriages where women earn similar wages, husbands spend more time on paid work and leisure, while wives devote more time to caregiving and housework. Translation: 50-50 financially means 70/30 domestically, and you're on the losing end. The research is clear: relationships where men assume the provider role report higher female satisfaction, she feels cherished, not used. Higher male satisfaction, he feels purposeful, not emasculated. Better sexual frequency and quality. Lower rates of infidelity. Stronger family stability. The biblical blueprint: provision as love language. Scripture doesn't mince words about male provision. Beyond 1 Timothy 5:8's clear mandate, the entire biblical model of marriage positions the husband as provider and protector. This isn't oppression, it's optimization. When men provide, they're literally speaking their God-given love language. Provision is protection. Resources are respect. A man who won't open his wallet won't open his heart. Period. The investment test: how to know he's serious. A man who loves you will pay for all dates without keeping score. Invest in your comfort and security eagerly. Take pride in providing for you. Never make you feel guilty for his investments. Increase his provision over time, not decrease it. If he's calculating who paid for dinner last week, he's calculating whether you're worth marrying. Real love doesn't keep spreadsheets. Why 2 years of full provision works. The 2-year mark isn't arbitrary. Research shows neural rewiring: it takes 18 to 24 months for the brain to form deep attachment patterns. Behavioral consistency. 2 years reveals whether his provision is genuine or manipulative. Investment psychology. After 2 years of financial investment, the sunk cost creates genuine bonding. Seasonal testing. 2 years covers multiple holidays, birthdays, and life challenges. Commitment escalation. Men who provide consistently for 2 years show exponential commitment increase. Studies on mate retention show that males who invest substantial resources early in relationships engage in significantly more mate retention behaviors long-term. Translation? A man who provides fully for 2 years will fight to keep you forever. The bottom line: choose providers, not projects. Sisters, stop trying to build a man. Stop believing that love conquers all when the statistics, science, scripture, and Mama Joyce are telling you otherwise. A man who can't match or exceed your financial energy will eventually make you pay for it, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The research is clear: relationships thrive when men fulfill their biological and biblical role as providers. When that dynamic is reversed, you're not just fighting societal norms, you're battling his DNA, his divinely ordained purpose, and thousands of years of evolutionary wiring. Smart women understand that dating down financially isn't progressive, it's problematic. You're not helping these men find themselves. You're enabling their refusal to step up while sacrificing your own financial security and emotional well-being. The statistics don't lie. 99% of domestic violence cases involve financial abuse. Men report lower life satisfaction when women out-earn them. Marriages with female breadwinners show higher instability. Women still predominantly marry up, because biology matters. A man who truly loves you will be motivated to match or exceed your success, not live off it. The research unanimously confirms male provisioning behavior predicts relationship success, marital satisfaction, and long-term commitment. When you accept less, you get less respect, less investment, less security, and ultimately, less love. Stop letting broke men convince you that splitting bills is equality. Real equality is when his investment in you matches your investment in him, and since you're bringing beauty, fertility, emotional labor, and domestic value, his financial provision is the minimum balancing act. You're not asking for too much. Most women are asking for too little. A man who won't invest before getting permanent access to your body, beauty, and babies is not husband material, he's a hobosexual looking for a host. Thanks for sticking with us through this deep dive into the prenup saga of Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. It's been a wild ride exploring how a prenuptial agreement set the stage for the end of one of RHOA's power couples. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more juicy updates from the world of reality TV. And we want to hear from you. What's your take on prenups? Do you think they're essential or overrated? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, for all the latest drama and deep dives, keep it locked right here. Until next time, take care and stay curious. What do you think? Is dating down as dangerous for women? Let me know in the comments section. Stay bougie. Follow and support me. All links in bio. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check description for more info. New episodes every day.